Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Halftime Check podcast. I'm your host, Jonah, along with
Thomas.
And today in the Halftime Check podcast, we will be discussing MLB in their playoff race. But don't forget about the NFL and the NBA with rookie QB struggles and how the 76ers will deal with James Harden's trade request.
Right now in the playoffs for the MLB, we have some frontrunners like the Braves and the Dodgers in the NL. And in the AL, we have a lot of frontrunners actually, with the Orioles, Rangers, and Rays and Astros all in that top system. But strange enough, the Rangers and Astros are in the same division. As well, the Rays and Orioles are in the same division. So whoever wins those divisions get the top two seeds. In the wild card race, though, in the NL, we have the Phillies, the Giants, the Cubs, the Reds, the Marlins, and the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks have been struggling. They've lost like 8 straight games. They finally got a dub, though, yesterday. The Cubs have been on a roll, and they are hoping to get that crown in their division versus the Brewers. What do you think about that?
I really honestly don't think the Brewers have what it takes to be a winning team. I mean, they're full of young guys, and they have some older people that can just carry along the team. But I do truly think the Cubs have the players, and they have the older people that can show the young people like Morel and people just to help them along the way. But I think the thing that hurts the Cubs the most is their pitching.
Their pitching is just really bad. They need some help. They need Justin Steele and Marcus Stroman back where they were at the start of the season. But do you think the Reds could even overtake the Brewers with the Cubs and steal that last wild card spot?
I really don't think they can. I mean, ever since their series in Chicago, they've just been going staying flat, and the Cubs have too. But the Cubs also. I mean, actually, I take that back. The Reds have been going up, and they've been stuck with the Cubs as of when we are making this. They're half game behind the Cubs, so they're not far back at all. If the Cubs lose and the Reds win, the Reds are up. But I just don't think the Reds, if they play a moderate to good team, they can come out and win the series. I just don't think. I think they're going to lose more than half the time. What are your thoughts, Thomas?
I agree with that totally. But now let's look at the Giants, who has been going on a 4-game losing streak. Do you think maybe the Diamondbacks, even though they've been struggling as of late, or the Marlins can overtake them with the Cubs and Reds? Because they're all right there in a pack. Like, even the Padres, you could say, could be right there with their huge payroll. Maybe they team up together and just go for that playoff push. But do you think the Giants could be overtaken? They've been having some struggles. They don't have a lot of stars, but they have a good team and a moderate team. Do you think anybody can overtake the Giants? Because they're only a game above the Cubs. It's really tight right there. Do you think the Giants could maybe go on a struggle just because of their tough schedule? I mean, they have to play the Dodgers and Padres and Diamondbacks and Rockies all season.
Yes. So I honestly think the Giants cannot maintain it with who they are playing in the future. I mean, I'm definitely sure the Marlins are going to overtake them in the wild card. But I do not think that the Diamondbacks can. And if they do, they're either going to be a half game ahead, a half game behind, or the same. I mean, the Diamondbacks have what it takes in Zach Gallen and Corbin Carroll.
Yeah.
But they just don't have, those are their only players. I mean, they don't have anybody that has playmaking ability besides them. And so do the Giants. I mean, in the past seasons, the Giants have been underdogs. I mean, they've come back and they've just been at it. And I remember at the start of the season, everyone was saying the Giants wouldn't make it because they lost a lot of their good players in seasons past and that season. But it's really a hard question to ask. And it would just be crazy if the Giants, which will probably not happen at all, but if the Rangers and the Giants were to go and get them at the World Series, because the Giants' former coach, who will probably be inducted into the Hall of Fame for coaches, is coaching the Rangers. So we could have former coach versus coach on that. What are your thoughts?
So who do you think will make the playoffs at the end? Obviously, for me, it would be Braves and Dodgers at top. I think the Cubs will win. So the top will be 1, 2, 3, Braves, Dodgers, Cubs. The Cubs will have to play the 6th seed because of the wild card issues. So then the 4, I think the Phillies, they cannot catch up with the Braves, but I think they're a good team. They will get wins, but I don't think they can keep up with the Braves. At the 4 spot, or the 4 spot is Phillies, my bad. The 5 spot, I'm actually going to go with the Brewers. I feel like they can make it. I feel like they're going to get beat by the Phillies in the first round of the wild card. But at the 6th spot, I will go with the Marlins. I feel like the Marlins will overtake the Reds and Giants. I feel like they're going to be right there. They have Luis Arias, who's like batting crazy numbers right now, like 3-something, high 370s, 380s. He's going to go for that 400. He's going to be there. Like, he's a good hitter. He's going to get on base like every game. I feel like the pitching for the Marlins is there. I feel like they can overtake the Reds and the Giants, and that would be my playoff. But what do you think for that, for the NL?
For the NL, I agree with you 100%. There's no way the Phillies are overtaking the Braves. I mean, it's impossible. The Braves are probably they have the best record in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they do. And I mean, I think the Braves really just didn't have their best when they came to Chicago, and that's why the Cubs took the series 2-3 or 2-1. But I think in first it'll be the Braves, in second it'll be the Dodgers, and then now this is where it can get a little iffy. But I believe the Phillies are going to be in third.
No, but
then the Cubs.
The division winners will be
division winners. Oh,
yeah. Because remember it goes 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my fault. So it'll go Braves, Dodgers, Cubs, and then Phillies. My fault, Thomas.
No, you're good.
And then this is where it gets tough because the Giants in their schedule, today they are playing the Rangers, and the Rangers could do a sweep today, because they won the first game 2-1, and then the second game 9-3, and then they play the Rays. Now the Rays have a 71 and 48 losses.
Yeah. Crazy.
And then after they play the Rays, they have to play the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves, which is just unheard of, their schedule. Then the Phillies is just we might be looking into it too much, but I mean their schedule is insane. And I don't think and then once they're down, they might just stay down, and I don't think they have what it takes to continue what they're going after. So that's why I think they might even fall down to 5th overall in the NL. What are your thoughts, Thomas?
So what's your 6th spot though? What's your final spot?
My final spot, my 6th spot.
So you have the Brewers left, you have the Reds, Marlins,
Yeah.
Diamondbacks. Who do you think can make that push?
I think the Marlins, honestly. I mean, they're already making that push. They have Luis Arias, which even with him alone, who is making the plays, even though they have Jorge Soler. I know Sandy Alcantara hasn't been doing much for the team as he was last year, but I mean, they have people that can definitely do it.
They have Jazz Chisholm. Everybody's forgot about him. He's back because he got injured earlier in the year. They also got, they got Jesus Sanchez, who's a good right fielder, and Brian De La Cruz. They just have some good guys, and they can all play. They also got and picked up Josh Bell and Jake Berger. They needed some power in their left side of the infield. They were playing Segura, Dean Segura, and Joey Wendell. And combined, those two have 4 home runs. They went out and got a power hitter, Jake Berger, and he is a power hitter. He might strike out a lot, but he's going to get those home runs that they needed.
Let's not forget about Jacob Stallings. He might not have the numbers, but he's the veteran that team needed with a lot of young players, so he can guide them through the season. And if they continue on the pace they are right now, I believe they can they're not going to win the division, but I believe they can make the last spot in the playoff. Now, I'm obviously biased towards the Cubs since I'm a major Cubs fan, but I do truly believe the Cubs have what it takes to fuel the fire and just go straight at it. Now,
while we finish up with the NL, let's talk about like the low people, like the Cardinals, who have suffered this year after being like a real contender last year. They traded away Paul DeJong. They traded away a bunch of people. They're done for the season, and the Mets are done also after having like the most cap money. They have the most whatever. They
the highest payroll.
Yeah, highest payroll. They traded away their two highest pitchers in payroll, Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. They don't really have pitching now. They traded away David Robertson, which they got last year from the Cubs, who was really great. They just don't believe in themselves, I feel like. The Mets, if they wait another year, they could be that championship contender. But, hey, if it doesn't go right one season, they're just going to quit on it. I mean, I don't honestly believe with that. They could have made a push at the end. I feel like if they would have went out and got some guys at the trade deadline, I feel like they could have been in this situation that the Cubs are in, the Reds are in, the Marlins are in. But they just quit. And we'll see how they rebuild, because they still have Pete Alonso, they still have Lindor, they're all... But then the rest of their team is just not as good, because the high payroll for the good guys, they're not going to get, like, the decent players that everybody has.
Yeah.
So the money issues are going to be a problem for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like the Mets over-exaggerated their idea of trying to not make it this year, but maybe do it next year. They could have done what the Mariners did. How they traded away some players, because the Mariners knew they're not gonna make it. I mean, they can make a push, but I doubt it'll be enough. And the Mariners traded away some players, but they kept their star players. I mean, they kept Eugenio Suarez, Jorge Rodriguez, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, they
still got Ty France. They still have
J.P. Crawford,
Teoscar Hernandez. They have a lot of people. Now, I don't get what you're saying about the Mariners. They are right there in the AL as we go to the AL wild card. I mean, the wild card right now is looking real iffy for teams like the Yankees, who are last in their division, even though they have a winning record. So, the AL, you don't think the Mariners can make a push? They can't beat out the Blue Jays for that final spot?
Yeah. No, I agree, because they are in the AL West, which is one of the best. They have some of the best teams in baseball. But let's look at the AL Central. Probably one of the
they
weakest.
They are the worst.
They're
just the worst.
They're the worst division in baseball, American and NL. So the Twins are up top with a 61-58 record.
The Tampa Bay Rays have 71-48, and they're in the wild card. Like, that is a huge, that is crazy right there.
If the first place team in the AL Central went to the AL East, they would be fifth. That's how weak their division is. And that's why I believe that the Guardians have what it takes to push through. I mean, the Twins...
Do you think they're winning the crown, the division crown, or do you think they're making the wild card?
No, not wild card at all. They have an easier chance to win the crown in their division than to make the wild card. That's astounding. That's a sad perspective from their team. How do you think Jose Ramirez's what's it called? His not ban, but his what's it called? Suspension will do for the Guardians, because he's their leader.
You got Tim Anderson with that, right?
Now I know that the White Sox don't even care. They're not gonna make it.
White Sox do not care. They are at the bottom, which is sad. Look at this in the wild card right now. We got the Twins are the 1 seed is the Orioles, the 2 seed is the Rangers, the 3 seed is the Twins, and then the wild card goes Rays, Astros, who I believe they're locked in. They're either division winners or they're wild card. And then you also got the Blue Jays in the last wild card spot. And then you got the Mariners, who are only a half game behind the Blue Jays. So I think they can make a push. Jonah doesn't really believe all that. Then you got the Red Sox, Yankees. Yankees, if they didn't have injury troubles, they could be the best team in baseball. But they always have injury trouble. So they're not.
But Thomas, name someone else that is producing for the Yankees besides Aaron Judge, even though he has had injury troubles.
Anthony Volpe.
Volpe?
Yeah.
He's not producing.
Yes, he is.
Let's
Bro,
look at
he's
his average.
15
Let's look at his
15
average.
15 home runs.
Anthony Volpe. Let's look at his average.
He has 15 home runs right now.
Yeah, but how many games?
He has the most games played. 15 home runs, 44 RBIs. He's batting .210 though.
210.
So,
Yes,
it's very-
210. 210.
Very bad, but
The
you said-
Mendoza
you
line.
said-
He's just above the Mendoza
You
line.
just said producing. Oh, what about Gleyber Torres? He's batting .271 right now. 18 home
Gleyber
runs.
Torres.
He's
Gleyber
doing
Torres.
really good. But again, they don't have. They went all out. They're like the Mets kind of, except they're still trying. They have a lot of people that got injured, like always for the Yankees, but they're still there, and they can make that push. I believe if their pitching comes together. But right below them, the Angels, they've been kind of sneaking up. Do you think they can make that final push with probably the best two players in baseball?
I do not at all. I mean, maybe if they were in the AL Central.
Yeah.
I
mean, Mike Trout, is he coming back anytime soon, or is he already back?
I believe. I never heard that he was gone, but again.
Okay, remember like the hairline fracture?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to return.
He's going to return
pretty soon.
But let's be honest, Thomas. Mike Trout, yes, he's one of the best players in baseball. But if I were to pick a God squad, I would not put Mike Trout on it. I just wouldn't. I mean,
he's just injured.
What does he have to offer? Besides, like, he's a center fielder. I'd take Jazz Chisholm. I'd take more than him.
Nah, that's messed up.
Yes.
Mike Trout was the best player in baseball for about 10 years. Jazz Chisholm has been good for one season. So
yes.
So I don't get that. That's
championships worth more than 10 seasons, I believe. But
has Jazz won a championship? No. So
no, but who's Jazz? But it's Mike Trout's fault that he's stuck.
Yeah, he could get a big payday somewhere.
He got a payday somewhere. He got a payday in Anaheim, but he chose to stay there when he could have gone to anywhere he wanted.
Anybody could want to pay for him. But then after the Angels, it kind of drops off. I mean, it becomes the AL Central and the wild card. After the Angels, it'll be like the Guardians, the Tigers, White Sox, Royals, Athletics. Athletics, worst team in baseball. We're not going to talk about them because they're so bad. The Royals, they actually put on a run. They won their first series this year a week ago. Yeah, they actually won a series.
Wow.
They swept a series. I know, it's crazy. The first sweep for them, the White Sox have totally given up. The Tigers, I
would too if I had Tim Anderson on my team.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers have surprised me. They're not going to win anything, but they've done better. They used to be the worst team in baseball. They have put up a respectable, they only 12 games below 500. They used to be 20, 30 each season. Then there's the Guardians, and that just shows how weak the AL Central is.
Let's look at this, though. I believe that and this is off topic, but I believe that the Rookie of the Year award nowadays is nothing. I mean, you can get a rookie batting 240, 250, and they can win it easily. Look at O'Neal Cruz.
They only care about, the home runs. They only care about the showy. If you
That's what's wrong with
300 and hit maybe 15 home runs and have 70 RBIs, you are really good. But some people just care about home runs, which obviously, as I just said, Anthony Volpe. But that is basically the home run thing that I was just talking about. But I feel like Corbin Carroll is right there. He's amazing right now. Or Cruz, probably the hottest guy out there with hitting and showing off and stuff. He's really good. He's awesome. But he started halfway in the year, so I don't believe that he can come in and just win the Rookie of the Year, even though he's done awesome. He's kind of dropping off, though. His average is 265. But I really believe that Rookie of the Year thing can be Corbin Carroll. He's just really good.
I agree entirely. But let's just look at past Rookie of the Years and compare them to nowadays. So we have Vince Coleman. Now let's look at Vince Coleman's average and 1985.
Statistics, yeah.
Statistics.
Go into this.
His average was 267, which is about league average.
That is
But
actually good.
that's
Like,
good for a rookie. Nowadays, you're batting, and people are going to be like, oh, 17's not that much. It is, though. It is. 300 to 317. That's a massive, massive difference. I mean, it's crazy, I believe, that I feel like more players are coming out of just, maybe like, the Japanese Baseball League. So many great players are coming out of there. I believe the Rookie of the Year for the AL, are there 2 Rookie of the Years?
Yeah,
Who's on the Boston Red Sox?
What's his name?
They have that Japanese player. He's winning it. I'm sorry. Why am I sorry?
He's batting 300. He's
batting
doing amazing.
Masataka Yoshida. Masataka Yoshida.
Right now, let's look at his statistics. Right now, he's batting 300 flat. So 3, he gets hit on base, or not on base, but he gets 3 hits every 10 at bats. He has 12 home runs, 56 RBIs. That's literally what I was just saying. That should win Rookie of the Year.
If you're
awesome.
if you want to be in the MLB, go to the Japanese Baseball League. But no, America.
Sure.
No one's coming up from the farm system. That's producing,
bro. O'Neal
Cruz, true, but like he's not producing. O'Neal Cruz. What's his average this year?
Oh no, what are we saying?
Ellie.
Well, there's 2.
Ellie signed. Ellie wasn't drafted. He was signed as draft picks aren't producing, and this year there were many amazing
O'Neal
draft picks.
Cruz, he was supposed to be like, he threw 100 miles per hour from shortstop. He's crazy, but he's got hurt,
and
that's period. And then
now his average is 237. 237.
Well, that's but Ella
that's
De La Cruz,
embarrassing.
Ella De La Cruz is actually producing, even though he wasn't a draft pick.
That is
embarrassing. I got the Cruzes mixed.
Embarrassing.
You really want to go
draft picks this year? The 2023 draft. They have top players, but you just can't. You can't.
Like, I feel like the top pick, like Cruz, got second, but Paul Skeens, he can be in the MLB next year. Like, that is one guy that I'm like, that is.
You really think?
Yes, he can be. He's right there. He's already right there. And then Max Clark, he's gonna take time to develop, but like White Langford and Dylan Cruz, they can be in Double A already. They're that good.
I don't know why Langford wasn't drafted higher.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
he should have been number 1 pick if they didn't have Paul Skeens.
He should have done.
But the Pirates needed a pitcher. Skeens was obviously the best.
No, what the Pirates needed is someone who's a leader, and Paul Skeens is that. They need a pitcher.
They need everything.
They need everything. But Paul Skeens, what he did in the championship, his catcher broke, I think he broke something in his leg, couldn't run out to celebrate. Paul Skeens put his catcher on his back and ran out to celebrate with him. That's a leader. That's what you want in a team. And that's why the Pirates drafted him. He's a leader. He's an amazing player. He's what the Pirates needed. And I truly hope the Pirates can get something out of that, and he's not a flunk like O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal is not a flunk. He's just getting injury problems.
But
now let's go, after we talked about the playoff races, let's go to some other sports. We might come back to that baseball.
Hold on.
Hold on? You want hold on. All right, let's go.
Embarrassing that a high schooler was drafted 3rd overall in the MLB draft. Yes, it's Max Clark. I don't care. Do I really care?
You really want White Langford at the 3 spot? But he's 18.
He can't drink.
But Detroit doesn't. Like, they don't care about the next 5 years. They want that. They want that 6.
Well, obviously not. Look at him.
6 and 7. They want him being there when they're actually gonna get good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Embarrassingly.
Oh my God. So let's just go to the football preseason right now. What we said in the intro, the rookie QBs, they're already having problems. We saw Bryce Young go out, and he got absolutely smacked. Like the first
Well, how
play.
tall is he?
Yeah, he's like 5'9", okay? He got absolutely demolished. First play, he did complete the pass, but he got hit hard. And that's like his welcome to the NFL.
Well,
He went 4 for 6, 21 yards. They lost. They didn't play him the whole game, though. So that is okay. The second overall pick, he
CJ
was
Stroud.
so bad. He 2 for 4, 13 yards. He threw an interception and he got sacked for 15 yards. Now, is this because the Texans have a horrible O-line?
No.
Yes, it is like that. But he's showed promises. Like, he got out of the pocket. He made some plays, even though their O-line is, like, literally potatoes. Like, there's nothing that you can do about that. His team's O-lineman that actually played didn't want to play. Lermy Tunsil, he wasn't playing that game. Shaq Mason, he wasn't playing. So he might have struggled, but that doesn't show the whole thing. If they get the real O-line out there, he will show promise and he will throw dots like he can. Also,
Anthony
4th overall
Richardson?
pick. Yep, Anthony Richardson.
Isn't he third?
No, 4th.
Fourth? Okay. Okay, my fault.
Wait. Yeah, he might be 3rd.
Well, wait. It
No,
says
you know,
number
he's-
2 to 4. What?
Yeah.
Did someone
because
trade?
The 3rd one was Will Anderson.
And what
He was a
happened
D. He's a D lineman. He played Texans. He didn't.
He didn't go.
I don't think he played preseason. I don't know, but he didn't make a big impact. I don't think because the rookies they don't want to get hurt, so they don't play like the whole preseason is just to find like something in the rest. But Richardson, we're gonna go back to that QB. 7 out of 12, 67 yards and an interception. Oh, by the way, CG Stroud, Texans won. Because they got good backups, you know?
How about them Cowboys?
The Cowboys. Nobody cares about the Cowboys. Okay.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people care about the Cowboys.
Cowboys lost to Jaguars, but hey, it's preseason.
No surprise.
We can't make fun of the Cowboys yet
surprise.
because it's preseason.
Did Trevor Lawrence go to
Trevor Lawrence didn't play.
Waffle House afterwards?
Probably. But Richardson, he passed for 67 yards. He threw an interception. And to be honest, that interception was not his fault. It was the receiver's fault. They miscommunicated. The receiver just went off running
Who is
and not
their
cut back.
receiver?
I forget. Let's look at that real fast. But he did not. I think it was Isaiah McKenzie.
Come on, Isaiah.
He is literally good. Like, he is a fast guy. He goes out and...
Is this Will Levis?
No, this is Anthony Richardson.
Anthony
At
Richardson.
the Colts, yep. So, he showed poise, though. Like, he was there. He was in the pocket. He wasn't just scrambling at the first chance. Because he is fast, and he will make big plays. The other struggle that we had was Will Levis, like you just said. He went 9 for 14, 85 yards, and an interception. They did lose to the Bears. Go Bears, by the way. But Levis, he threw another... Like, all these guys are just throwing interceptions other than Bryce Young. And Bryce Young, that's why he was the number 1 pick. Like, he showed poise. The interception might not have been their fault, but they still threw them. And there's also other people like Jordan Love who showed up and he played well. And this is the first appearance for him that really mattered. This showed the Packers that, hey, can we trust you for maybe like two drives? And he showed up and he played well.
It's not about trusting him. It's about trusting the receivers. I mean, we saw it with Aaron Rodgers. I know he likes to throw backlash, many mixed opinions on him. But he himself said he does not like the receivers. He does not like their offense. So you can't just... And Jordan Love, he's a top player. In college, he was a top player. I mean, you really can't judge someone based off themselves.
And being a backup. He was a backup for 2 years.
No,
but do you think, like, the impact? So, we got the rookie QBs. Most of them struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, A-Rich, I think, and Bryce Young, I don't think they struggled. A-Rich had one bad throw, and it was a miscommunication. But do you think they can make that impact? Can they be like Jordan Love? Can they be on that level? Because Jordan Love, he's iffy, you know? But I feel like they're on the same level right now. Both have something to prove. They all have to... Like, Will Levis still has to win the starting spot right now. He still has to do that. Anthony Richardson, he still has to beat out Gardner Minshew. I think that will happen easily. But that has to happen still. They haven't said that yet. So do you think them, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and Jordan Love, do you think they'll be on the capability? Do you think they can win a few games by their arms? Can they make plays? What do you think?
I honestly believe Bryce Young has what it takes, but his genetics are failing him. I mean, you can't be a 5'10" quarterback that, how much does he weigh?
He's not even fast. He's not like Kyler. Kyler's fast. He can make plays. I mean, he weighs 195
He weighs
pounds.
205 pounds. And
At the combine, though, he weighed 195.
all right, so he got big. He got big. But you can't just... I think he can do it, but there's no...
They got to get the O-line.
They got to get the O-line.
The O-line has to be good. If
Yeah.
it's like C.J. Stroud, Texans, like if he has one game, he might get absolutely... He might be like 2 and get absolutely smacked and thrown around.
I do believe they have what it takes, Thomas, but
All of them?
No.
No?
No.
Who do you not think?
Who do I not think? Will Levis.
Will Levis, yeah.
Will Levis.
Maybe that's why he fell to the second round.
Yeah, I mean, you could say maybe that's why he fell to the second round, but their top 3 out of the 4 top picks were QBs.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, QBs should be your main player you should base your team around, but that's still a lot. So, and I mean, once you get lower and lower in the draft, it's better and better teams, obviously, and better teams don't need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So,
but then there's teams that pass, like the Titans.
Yeah.
He picked them in the second round. He could have been picked at 11. Like he could have been picked.
They got to steal. They got to steal.
He was literally supposed to be the number 2
Yeah.
pick in the draft, and they got him in the number 2 pick, but in the second round. Let's move to the worst team probably.
Let's look at this though. Let's look at this. Jordan Love. Jordan Love. You made a comment. You made a comment, and you said, "Do you think they can trust Jordan Love? If they don't trust him, who else would they put in? Who? Nobody.
Jordan Love's backup. Let's look at this.
The Green Bay has horrible
They really just don't have anybody.
backups. Horrible, and they have horrible offense too.
I mean, their running backs are really good though. I mean, Aaron Jones and
Yes.
A.J. Dillon, they're really good. But I mean, their backup right now is Sean Clifford. He's also he's right out of college. He's literally right out of college.
What are your
He's
thoughts?
from Penn State. So they don't have an experienced quarterback who has done stuff.
Speaking of QBs, some recent news. What are your thoughts on Lamar Jackson endorsing Patriots QB Malik Cunningham?
Okay, so I was actually going to bring this up later. And Malik Cunningham is a beast. Patriots, there was 300-something picks in the NFL draft. Malik Cunningham wasn't one of them. He should have been. He is a dog. He makes people look like idiots. He is basically Lamar Jackson. So I did some research early because after Lamar, it went Malik Cunningham. And he's the same prototype as Lamar. His arm isn't the best. I don't really care about that because he's in the Patriots offense. And Patriots offense can do anything with the run game. They can just run up and down. They can run up and down the field.
Look at this.
They can run up and down They can run up and down the field, and they can run and pass. Like in this game, this might be against preseason people, and they might not be as good as real NFL people. But Malik Cunningham is that guy. He ran up and down the field. He got a touchdown, rushing touchdown. He also passed. He passed for 20 yards. He got one drive, and he just made it the best drive of probably the game. Even though he's not the best at passing, he's really, really good at rushing the ball. And him with Ramondre Stevenson is really, really a nice combo. But
enough said about Malik.
Enough. 2021,
yes.
He played for Louisville, okay?
Yes.
He's rushed over 1,000 yards and 20 touchdowns.
But why wasn't he drafted then?
He's a quarterback.
Out of the 300.
Just because of his passing ability. He's literally like...
Can he run?
Yeah, that I just said. He's a quarterback and he scored 20 touchdowns.
Yes.
He's Lamar Jackson. He's a steal of the draft, I think. And he didn't even get drafted. It was a free agent signing. But let's go on and look about Justin Fields with the 3 for 3, 149 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
We're all Bears fans here, but he's not it.
Well, he's
I'm gonna be
not
honest.
it.
I'm gonna be honest.
He is it.
His team's not good.
You're not even a Bears fan.
How about the Bears though? How about the Bears?
I mean, I feel like Justin Fields has taken a step. It just showed, like, preseason, he scored 2 touchdowns and 3 passes. He saw the defense. He exploited
But
it.
the sad part about
And they
Justin
got
is his most
DJ Moore.
The sad part about Justin though is the thing that what everybody knows him by is that rain out game when he did the slide. That's the only thing they know him
They
by.
know him by.
They don't know him by. They don't know.
Rushed for 1,000 yards last season. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. And what was the Bears' record last season too?
And they got the number
What was
one
the
pick,
Bears
and
last
they
season
got
too, though?
DJ Moore. So I'm happy for that. DJ Moore, they
Okay.
traded, and they got him. What about the Buccaneers? They're projected to be the worst team.
Do they still
in
have Mike
football.
Evans?
Yeah, they have the receiver core, but guess what? They have Kyle Trask, 4th-round pick.
Mike Evans.
2 years ago, Mike Evans does not matter if they don't have a quarterback. They have Baker Mayfield versus Kyle Trask. And Kyle Trask, he threw for 99 yards. He did throw an interception. And he also got sacked 3 times. But Baker Mayfield really showed up, and he passed for 63 yards and a touchdown. It does not matter if they have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin because they do not have a good quarterback. And that is going to be the issue for them. I feel like their team, at best, can maybe go 4-13 at best because of that quarterback issue. If Baker Mayfield shows up and he does what he did with the Rams last year and he just plays him because their backup is Kyle Trask. He's not good. He's not experienced. They just need Baker to be decent and they might be able to sneak in, with the weak NL South.
Now, I know
NL,
all of you guys listening are
NFC.
yelling at us for not bringing this up about NFL, but let's talk about Justin Jamal Jefferson in his trade to the Bengals.
He did not get traded, Jonah.
But but then what was this all about?
That was a question. He did.
That was a question. I mean,
Justin Jefferson is still on the Vikings.
Justin
Jonah's
Jamal
looking-
Jefferson.
John is looking at false articles right now. So, but Justin Jefferson, best
False articles. My fault.
Yeah, best wide receiver in the league. He's still on the Vikings. They might cook, but they might not. So let's go on to the NBA. NBA world. And the only thing we have to talk about, because it's the off season, is James Harden. He is staying with the 76ers because the 76ers didn't want to trade him. Well, they didn't want to pay him at the first. And then they're like, okay, let's go for a trade. Let's go for a trade. And then Harden was like, okay, I want to go to the Rockets or the Clippers. And then the Clippers.
Does he want to be with Kawhi?
He wants to be with Kawhi and Paul George. And do you want to hear this? Paul George has a podcast. Great podcast. He invites...
Not as good as ours, though.
Yeah. But Paul George invites the Rockets.
Paul George, if you want to come on ours, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, the Rockets. He comes on. He gets the best player from the Rockets, Green. And he's Jalen Green. And he's like... He's talking about the James Harden trade. And he's like, James Harden wants to go to Houston. But like... And he started like talking to Jalen. And he's like, I don't feel like that would be the fit for you guys because that would stunt your growth because Houston has a lot of young, really good players. And he was just kind of capping right there because after that, Jalen Green agreed with Paul George. And so then James Harden didn't want to go to Houston anymore because Jalen Green didn't want him. So then he.
But weren't they going to trade James Harden for Jalen Green?
No, they were going to trade him for draft picks. Okay. But so then James Harden then was like, I just want to go to the Clippers. So Paul George, he tried to get James Harden in there, but the Clippers just didn't have enough. So the 76ers wanted maybe a draft pick, maybe some future stars. The Clippers literally only have the 2 hurt guys, Paul George, Kawhi. They're trying to get Harden. I don't think that would have worked out. Harden's really, really good. Paul George, really, really good. Kawhi Leonard, really, really good. Kawhi Leonard's always hurt, though. Paul George, he always gets hurt. So it was going to be a problem anyway. I don't think they could have made that push for the championship, even if they wanted and got Harden. But the Clippers didn't have the package to go and get Harden, so it didn't matter anyways. So the 76ers, they're going to have to pay James Harden if they want to keep him.
I really have a question for you. How do you think this will affect the clubhouse in the locker room in Philadelphia?
So, okay. So there's 3 things that are always gonna happen in the world. I mean, life, there's death, and then there's Joel Embiid, first round exit with the 76ers. Every single year. Or no, it's second round exit, sorry. Not first round. Second round exit. Philadelphia's Sixers, 76ers never get past the second round exit. They've always made some teams. They have Joel Embiid. They have Ben Simmons when he used to be decent. And then they went out and got James Harden. James Harden, Joel Embiid, the two. They were, and Tyrese Maxey, those three are really good. They can't make it past the second round. Joel Embiid doesn't want to be there anymore. He said earlier in the summer that he was kind of done with the 76ers. He wanted to win a championship. And that really doesn't happen with their second round exits. Like every year, Joel Embiid, sure, they make it to playoffs. They get second round exit. And he got a fake MVP anyways. The Joker, Jokic, should have won that anyways. So, I mean, they didn't win anything except a fake MVP. And now Lamar didn't want to be with them. He doesn't want to be, not Lamar. James Harden didn't want to be with them. And now he doesn't want to be with James. So I don't think the 76ers are going to do anything that is going to make an impact. They might make it to playoffs because they didn't pick up anybody. It's the same roster. I really don't think that they can do anything.
Let's look at this, Thomas. Do you think a good trade for James, where he could end up, is OKC and he goes into a shooting guard? Turns in because let's look at this. Let's look at this.
OKC,
James Harden is not a point guard at heart, I believe. He's not built like a point guard.
He's turned into it.
He's turned into it, but he's not built like one. He doesn't. He at the beginning of his season or at the beginning of his career, he didn't act like one. And at the age he is, there's not many point guards his age. He's 33.
I mean, it's just Chris Paul, Stephen Curry, but they're all really good.
And he doesn't have the IQ or handles as Chris Paul. I mean, the shooting.
But he has one, so.
He has one.
But he hasn't won a championship, but he's won more. Chris Paul can never win a championship.
Yes, but I believe a good fit for him could be Oklahoma City Thunder, and he turns into a shooting guard.
Okay, that's just not going to happen, because OKC
doesn't want to pay him.
Well, OKC, actually, it's a good fit otherwise, but they have so many good players. John, like, you just saw their roster. They have J. Will.
What about Timberwolves?
Timberwolves? No. You're just throwing out teams right now.
I'm trying to put good teams because I think he could fit in OKC. I think he could.
OKC, okay, that is actually kind of smart. They have Shea, okay? He's like the guy there. So they want to develop him. They also got the second pick from 2 years ago, Chet Holmgren.
Hopefully he doesn't get injured.
He's a bucket, though. They have J-Dub, who's awesome. And then they also have Josh Giddey. Like, those are, like, the young core. That's, like, the best young core other than the Spurs, just because of Wemby. But that is, I don't think they want to give that away. They have more draft picks. So I could see that happening. Like, if that was smart.
Because Wemby in 2K costs more than my whole net worth. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But they have 9 first-round picks or something in next couple of years, so they could make a trade for James Harden. Do I think they want to? No, they don't. They don't want a 33-year-old who wants the ball a lot. So, all right, now
let's move.
We got some questions here. We got some games or whatever.
All right.
So, who would you want to build your
team around
for MLB? You want Ronald Acuna Jr., who's already 25. He has spent 6 years in the MLB. He has hit his average for, like, the whole MLB. He has 289 average. He's hit 146 home runs and 367 RBIs. But again, he's 25.
This better be a good question, because if not, then I'm taking Acuna.
I know. But then, okay. Now, the second one, Elly De La Cruz.
Elly De La mid.
His first year, he's 21. He's batting .265. He has 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. He is, maybe not more, like Ronald Acuna is at the all-star level. Elly De La Cruz can be. It's just first year. And then we got Julio Rodriguez. His second year, he's 22. 270 average, 47 home runs in his whole career, and 141 RBIs. Who are you taking right now?
Who am I taking? I mean, I think everybody should agree with this. Acuna. He has the highest average out of all three of them.
And he's played more games
more games by by 5 and 4 years. I mean, he has a higher average than the second place person by 19. And earlier in the podcast, we talked about how .17 is a massive difference. So you can't just ask. I mean, that's an easy question, I think. It's Acuna, lifetime 289 average, Ellie lifetime 265, and Rodriguez lifetime 270.
I agree with you, but again,
can't make that up.
They just made it to the league, so they might not be as ready. But this question was really easy. I feel like it's just because of the age. The age could, like, if Ronald Acuna gets hurt again, he could be out for like a year, and then he would be like 27, 28. He's still the great guy that he is. He's awesome, and I would take him also. But
I think another reason the Braves are so good is because they have that combo of Albies and Acuna. Yes, in the field they might not be one because they're not by each other, and I think it's a shame. I actually like it that Swanson went to Chicago because I'm a massive Chicago fan. But Albies and Swanson in the field, second and short. That's
they're not short.
Lockdown D.
Acuna's center field. Right?
I know. I'm talking Swanson and Albies.
Yeah.
When they were together, that's lockdown. And then up the middle, they have Acuna.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make that up with Austin
Austin
Riley.
But the Braves couldn't
Freddie Freeman.
They couldn't pay Swanson, and they didn't want Freddie Freeman. They got Matt Olson.
I mean,
who is really good right now, but he's not as good. He might be as good as Freddie Freeman this year. All right, we got another one.
I have another question for you, Thomas.
No, I got a question for you.
No, I got a question for you.
All right, I got it. Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Who is a absolute dog. He has made it to a Super Bowl.
Got that dog in him.
He got a dog in him. He lost to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
We got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Who maybe he's covering Madden, but he literally cannot get to the Super Bowl because he just loses the Chiefs. And he's lost to Burrow last year. And then we got Jalen Hurts, who went to the Super Bowl last year and was a holding penalty call away from going in to overtime. Or not overtime, but going in.
Yeah, the refs kind of screwed that over.
Yeah, but so who do you want? You want Jalen Hurts, who's, I think, a bit younger. And then you got Josh Allen or Joe Burrow.
Let's just...
all of them are top 5 quarterbacks, right?
Let's just do process of elimination. Joe Burrow's Josh Allen's daddy. Take a paternity test. Then I believe that Jalen Hurts is better than Joe Burrow. I mean, he's young. He has the team for it. The only way the Eagles wouldn't be as good as they are now in the future is if Jason Kelce left. Because he's getting old. I mean, that's a fact.
Their whole O-line is getting old.
Yeah, their whole O-line is getting old.
But they're getting the Georgia defense.
They're just
good
drafting defense.
They're getting draft picks and they're drafting.
Yeah.
Now, I don't agree with you at all because he's not going to get the Eagles right away. It's to build your franchise, buddy.
Build your franchise, buddy?
You got to get Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is... Jalen Hurts, he might have the best O-line in the league. Joe Burrow doesn't have the best O-line. And he still made the Super Bowl and he got sacked.
Joe Burrow is the best.
But
the best team player quarterback.
I think you want Jalen Hurts?
I would pick Jalen Hurts just based off. Yes, I know I was clowning on Bryce Young for his height and weight, and I know Jalen Hurts isn't that far off body wise. He's 6'1",
and he can.
He's 6'1", and he can run.
He can deadlift or some crazy. He can squat like 600 pounds.
I highly doubt that.
Look it up. It's crazy.
Jalen Hurts
max squat.
Max.
He is so strong.
Squat. 600
pounds.
No, he's not. But he skips weights or reps, etc. Pretty sure Hurts made it to the weight room on squad day every time. When Hurts was a student in Alabama, he was able to squat 600 pounds.
He is a strong boy.
So now you're just proving my point.
Hey, but Joe Burrow, he's been in the league longer, and I feel like
he's a better team player. He's
a better quarterback. Jalen Hurts can scramble.
Joe Burrow,
he's faster, but Joe Burrow, he drops those dimes and he's been to the Super Bowl with a bad O-line. Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl, but with like the best team all around, and he also had like really good A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Hey, he has weapons too. He had Jamar, and he had T. Higgins, but I just would take Joe Burrow. I feel like he's the best all-around quarterback overall, I meant. And I feel like that would be easy for me. But you, with Jalen Hurts, I
Well,
get it. I get
So
it. He's good.
Jalen Hurts.
I like how we left Josh
I
Allen
believe-
because Josh Allen is just not.
Josh Allen's
He can't.
not him.
He can't get playoff.
The only reason
wins.
Josh Allen is up
Their
there
team
is because
is
of the
good.
fan
Their
base.
their
The
team
fan
is
base is hyping them up, and that makes the front office pay money. But Joe Burrow, and we saw that in the Cubs, the front office is paying money. But Jalen Hurts, I believe, is a quarterback, and Joe Burrow is the quarterback.
So then, why are you taking a quarterback than the?
I believe Jalen Hurts, if I'm going to build a team, I want my players, because I believe Joe Burrow is a better quarterback overall, but I believe players like wide receivers, running backs, tight ends will mesh with Jalen Hurts more so than Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Just because of his play style and playmaking. All right, I have one for you. I want you to rank these 6 NBA players without knowing which one comes next. Okay? All right. So we got Shea. So we got
Shea.
Shea.
Okay, Shea.
What do you rank him? 1 through 5. You can't know. You don't know.
I don't know that. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't know who's coming next. You gotta like
I would go Shea. Let's go 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Luka.
Oh, Luke is better than Shea. Luke is 2. Luke is 2.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Luka 2. Luka is him. Let's go Luka 1.
Alright.
Luka's that guy.
All right. We got Trey Young. I'm gonna say it for you. 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5.
Alright.
He's bad.
Wemby.
He hasn't played.
He's young.
He hasn't played yet, and he kind of struggled with Summer League.
He
I would
struggled
say
with
4.
first game summer.
Shea
league,
is
4.
better than 4.
Okay. You're gonna be disappointed in this Paulo.
Paulo at 2. Nah.
Yeah,
okay.
you messed it up. Okay, now that you
Shea should be 2, and Paulo should be 3.
So let's go through it. You put Luka 1.
Luka's 1.
Then you put Paulo. Then you put Shea. Then you put Wemby. Then Young. How would you put it if you knew who was coming?
If I knew it would be Luka, it would be Luka still, and it would be Shea instead of Paulo. Paulo would be 3.
4? Why not Wemby? Why not Wemby 3?
Wemby hasn't played, so I'm not gonna put him up there. I would say
you
Wemby.
saw we
I would
see
say
he plays in France League.
I don't
we've seen
care
him
about
play.
France. That's France League. Wemby is 5. Trey Young's 4. 3 is Paulo. I like that better.
Okay, 3.
Let's do that with baseball. I got that same thing with you.
So I'll blind rank them.
Yeah. Okay. So we gonna go in with Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. This season or overall?
Oh, like
Overall?
This
And how many
year, I don't
points?
care.
5? 5?
Yeah, 5 was.
I'll give him a 3.
Okay. Acuna.
1. No, 2. Because I
Really?
feel like you might put someone in. I feel like you might
Who do you think?
no, because you're not gonna put him in, and I'm gonna be screwed over.
In?
Okay, I think you might put Ohtani in.
Okay.
Because if you put Ohtani, that's 1. But you're not gonna put him in since I already said Ohtani. But okay,
All right. Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts, 5.
Dang, bro. Are you sure? 5? Okay.
I'm positive.
Ohtani.
1.
Okay, 1.
I'm proud of this. I like this.
Okay. Freddie Freeman.
That's good. I'd rather have Freddie than Acuna.
So you put in Freddie at 4?
I'd rather have Freddie than whatever his name
Okay, so
is.
you got.
I put Ohtani, Acuna, Judge,
Freddie.
Freeman, and who's last? Who do you put?
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. That's good. That's good.
That is good.
To all those Braves fans out there, I'm very sorry you lost Freddie because of his dumb agent.
Oh yeah, his agent.
His agent thought he'd get more money in LA, but taxes.
It's good. It's good.
That's good.
So that is all we have for today.
Yeah, so that wraps up the first.
We got the podcast in the books.
Yeah.
Comment down below how you thought it went. If you give us some ideas of what you want to do for the games at the end, and subscribe.
Yeah. Wraps up the first episode. See you guys later. Comment what you want us to do again. Like and subscribe. See you guys.